What's good, people? Welcome back to another episode of Smoking Wild Fit, the only show on the internet where we stay lit, fit, and informed, man. I told you I'd be back on here talking about Texas versus Biden versus government, Abbott being a gangster, and just blowing smoke on everyone, man. You know what I'm saying? Just hotboxing Texas and keeping all the smoke in Texas. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying, but
is escalating. Governor Abbott is bolstering the razor wire fence along a.
Governor Abbott is not playing. That's what's happening. He doesn't give a fuck. Governor Abbott knows. The thing is, Governor Abbott knows that Texas does not need the U.S. We could become our own country and be fine because we literally power most of the U.S. The U.S. needs Texas more than we need them. So anyone that wants to talk shit about Texas, you do realize we have the biggest oil industry. Okay? We power all of the U.S.
border park that's at the center of the dispute. GOP leaders, including the governors of at least 7 states, are backing Abbott in this showdown with Biden. Meantime, the president is facing growing calls from Democrat lawmakers to federalize the Texas National Guard. But Abbott says he is not backing down.
And what Texas is asserting is our Article 1, Section 10 right of self-defense, because the president of the United States...
Telling you, man, he got that. He got that loud pack, man. I'm telling you.
Is not fulfilling his duty to enforce the laws passed by Congress that deny illegal entry into the United States. The Biden administration has really...
That shit look crazy too, man.
Its responsibility to secure the border and enforce the laws. Texas very simply is securing the border. And so we put up the razor wire that you were talking about, Bill, and we put up all these barricades that actually have denied illegal entry. And as you pointed out also in that screen, there are criminals coming across our border. Texas has a right as a state.
100%. I'm a little sick, y'all. I got a little bit of a cough. That's why I'm smoking weed to help
Criminals from coming into our state to make arrests
I might need to
of
go
those
get some
criminals.
medicine
The immigration
at the
system and the border
Walgreens
issue is the primary issue in America right now.
I might get some candy
this
there,
is an
low
issue
key.
upon which Joe Biden gets a grade of F and deserves to be fired.
A big aspect that really drew me into UTRGV was the fact that I could do everything completely online.
I don't give a fuck.
Ari, the governor wrote this in his statement to the Biden administration. Very clearly, he said the failure of the Biden administration to fulfill the duties imposed by Article 4, Section 4 has triggered Article 1, Section 10, Clause 3, which reserves to the state the right reasons. I've already declared an invasion to invoke Texas's constitutional authority to defend and protect itself. And he says that authority is the supreme law of the land and supersedes any federal statutes to the contrary. This is almost like a page out of history. It is Texas versus the president.
Now, I don't know about articles and clauses. I do know that the governor is right. And think about
Hell yeah.
Why is it legal for sanctuary cities to defy the federal government to let illegal immigrants in, but it's not legal for Texas to defy the federal government to keep illegal immigrants out?
Hell
it
yeah.
makes no sense. So yes, since we know sanctuary cities are somehow legal, what Governor Abbott is doing,
my guy speaking the truth, man.
It is the right thing, because if you're going to,
I need what he's smoking on.
To do as my mother did. I'm a first-generation American. Come here legally. Don't come here illegally. And good for Governor Abbott for finally doing something about it, because Joe Biden won't.
Kaylee, let's talk about what if.
Hell yeah. Hey, that's why he's got all the bitches, man. I'm telling you.
What is Biden going to do? Is he going to send in the military? Is he going to force
He's about to fuck all of them,
to actively open the border? There's a lot that could happen, and there's a lot at stake.
Well, progressives are
I need to get that as a thumbnail. I need to get that as a thumbnail.
Texas National Guard.
Nah,
so
I
he has
can't.
pressure from progressives. I doubt he'll do
I
that. He'll
do it
probably
like
let
that.
this play out in court. But look, these governors who are supporting
I'm
Texas
gonna have to
are
get Abbott.
exactly right. You had
I'm
Governor
gonna have to get
Kemp who
Abbott
came out
as
and
a
said,
thumbnail.
I support Texas. Governor Ron DeSantis
She has
just put
no
out a
tip,
video
bro.
where he laid out
But she
constitutional
do got the
law
gold.
in no
She do
uncertain
got
terms.
the-
He said
the-
Daniel Horowitz
ice.
brings up
She is
Federalist
iced
Paper
out.
number 46, which allows the states to mitigate federal action in certain circumstances,
way
including
too
this
much
one.
makeup.
Article 1, Section 10. You point out the powers given to a state when there is an invasion, and it can be described
maybe
as
she
nothing
got a big old
less
booty.
than that. But
Who
for all the
knows?
people who say, Texas, you can't do this, common law doesn't allow this, okay. What about President Biden? He is the executive branch. He must enforce the laws of Congress, namely the Immigration and Nationality Act, which says the Attorney General shall deport certain classes of illegal immigrants. He's ignoring the laws of Congress. So don't give us an education lesson in constitutional law, Mr. President. Go back and read the Constitution because you're defying the laws of Congress.
And we have that
Yeah.
video, so I want to play it for viewers.
I did
This
not
is
listen
Governor
to her.
Landry
She
and
said,
Governor
"I don't be real
DeSantis,
with
who
you."
are both
All right.
standing by
Light the
Abbott.
shit
This is their support. Watch.
Got that Trump, man. I wish I had an Abbott one.
We
I
support
really do.
legal, not illegal immigration. We stand with Governor Abbott and Texas in reminding the federal government that under our Constitution, states are still sovereign, and we have the right to protect our citizens.
If the Constitution was originally understood to mean that a state could not protect itself against an invasion, that the federal government could force a state to allow an invasion,
That shit is crazy,
the Constitution would have never been ratified in the first place. All of this is just nonsense what Biden's doing. Texas has every right to stand its ground. It's not just a Texas issue. It's ultimately an American issue. And if we don't have sovereignty in this
I wish I
country,
could show the butt on
then we're not
camera,
going to be a
but-
country anymore.
And Marie, in addition to
I don't want
voicing
this
their
video to
support
get-
and articulating why legally it is sound, DeSantis says essentially every state is a border state right now, and that's reflected. For example, Fox News poll, 41%
I don't want to get age restricted.
of Americans say it's the #1 top issue. I argue you can't really call it immigration. It's a larger bucket of a secure national sovereignty, and it's.
Dude, my guy's just sitting there like, man, which one of y'all's down to fuck?
It's not playing out that way in Biden's.
Is that New York in the background? What the fuck?
Well, look, I agree that it's a very important issue for voters for a number of reasons. You're absolutely right. It's not Biden versus Texas, though. It's actually the Supreme Court. I mean, the Supreme Court this week weighed in and ruled against Texas in one of the issues related to the border that he was trying to do.
Fucking crazy.
So you can't decide when you like Supreme Court decisions and when you don't. Democrats have had to learn that the hard way at times. So I think the Supreme Court will increasingly be weighing in here. But I found very interesting reporting we're getting today that Donald Trump and his allies are pressuring Republicans in Congress not to come to some sort of compromise on the border and immigration. We actually know that they're getting pretty close. Senators from both parties are working very hard here. Yesterday, Mitch McConnell told the Republican caucus that they're in a tough position because Trump doesn't actually want Biden to be able to, quote, get a win on this by signing something, even though signing that piece of bipartisan legislation would help with the border. Wouldn't
would
fix
not.
it,
HR 2
but it would help.
The
But there are a
Republican
lot
Congress
of
has passed
but there
HR2.
are a lot of Republicans who believe that this compromise, Democrats control the Senate and Republicans control the House. We have to compromise.
So I think they all, so they disagree with those people on that side. Okay.
They are close. Donald Trump is telling his allies
I'm feeling the
not to vote
glasses.
for it, so he
Hey,
can.
but she did the clap. She did the clap. She did. What the? Oh.
They are close. Donald Trump is telling his allies not to vote for
That white girl. She a little
it, so he
thick,
can
too.
run on
Look,
it in November.
She a little thick too, man. Ooh.
That, to me, is dereliction of duty. Biden is ready to sign something if Congress will send it to
Dang.
him. And
They
that-
had 2 years.
and
You had
Republicans
control of
should
Congress. You
Republicans
guys
should
did
get on
nothing.
board.
You did
Republicans
nothing.
didn't need to hear that from Donald Trump. The votes weren't there before.
Hey, but she's just quiet, man. This one, the black, she look a little thick too, though. She look a little thick too. My guy's just chilling, man. I'm telling you, man.
Thank you.
saying
Yes.
That's why Mitch
Exactly.
McConnell said what he did.
We don't know
He's,
yet.
hey,
You
look,
just
my guy brought the
framed
nigga.
it.
He's like, hey, ladies, chill, chill, chill. Y'all are all gonna get some of me later on anyway.
Does
You
have to
just
count the
framed it-
votes. There's not enough support for a compromise.
You just framed it like Donald Trump swanned into the Senate and is bullying
Oh,
Mitch
never mind.
McConnell.
I don't know, man. I don't know how many bong rips I'd have to take Because whatever I've done so far, and it's kind of a lot, I've probably smoked almost a gram now. I still wouldn't. So,
Exactly.
I don't know, man.
That's horse manure.
Exactly
no,
what he's
that
doing.
is exactly.
She said horse manure. Yeah, look at my guy. Bro, we gotta run that back. We gotta run that back.
You just framed it like Donald Trump swanned into the Senate and is bullying Mitch McConnell.
That's exactly
and
what
that
he's
is
doing.
horse manure.
Exactly
no,
what he's
that
doing.
is exactly the way that it was written by the media. But
Look at my guy.
myriad Republicans in the House, nothing was going to get past them, not in an election year. And it is not with the voters either. The first thing that Joe Biden tried to do when he got into office was
Hey, she just got hotter, man. She just got hotter. She just got hotter, all right? Even though she looked like she got some work done, I don't give a fuck. She just got hotter.
Asylum bill to grant every illegal migrant in this country asylum and to also give those who Trump deported.
She wrote it down. She was like, man, I ain't really that educated on this, so I'm going to write it down so I can have it ready so I can drop it on your ass.
Them return legally. And Nancy Pelosi, because she's a smart politician, she wouldn't even take it up.
Damn.
So everybody listening needs to remember that when Karine Jean-Pierre and all the liars in the Biden administration.
Damn, she said, I'm going to get some airtime? All right, bet. I'm going to start dropping bombs. She was just sitting there quiet. She was just sitting there quiet. She was just sitting there quiet. What the hell, dog?
Bring up that the Republicans.
She just came out of
and I just want to
nowhere.
highlight that the likes of Greg.
Bruh, she's got the lashes on. Hey, she's into black men. You could tell, bro. You could tell, man. She's got the lashes.
The Democrat representatives from the Texas House and Joaquin Castro, when they tell Joe Biden to federalize the Texas National Guard,
hell no, man.
Please try to send the military to seize the border and ensure that illegal migrants continue to flow into this country and to violate the very law that Joe Biden is supposed to enforce. Because from sea to shining sea and in every town and city in this country, people are going to vote for any Republican to make sure that this stops.
And I have to insert this about the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court decision that just came out this week, that was regarding an injunction in the interim while we wait for the It's while we wait for the final.
They kicked it. Just a quick fact check. Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency for 2 years. They did nothing. They had an opportunity to do it. What did they do? They took 89 executive actions to roll back Trump's border policy. Those are facts, inescapable facts.
And that Supreme Court, it wasn't a decision, it wasn't an opinion. It kicked it back to the Fifth Circuit. This will continue legally.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me
Damn,
and my
man.
co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every week.
Hey man, this is some crazy times we living in for sure, dog. But shout out to Greg Abbott, man. I appreciate. Look, man, I was talking crazy about Greg Abbott during COVID, but it is what it is. I still stand on my opinion. I didn't like the way he handled COVID. And I didn't like how Republicans were dick riding Abbott. However, thank God for Abbott when it comes to immigration. Like, y'all just don't know how much he saved us. Y'all just don't know. God forbid Texas turned blue, man. I'm telling you. I am telling you. So thank you, Greg Abbott. People just don't know how valuable Texas really is to the U.S. But anyways, thank you, Greg Abbott. Thank you, Texas. God bless Texas. More importantly, God bless America. And one more thing. Y'all don't know how... Excuse me. Y'all don't know how valuable Texas really is, man. It's more valuable than y'all think. It's way more valuable than y'all think. Like I said, we power up most of the U.S. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need us more than we need y'all. And I'll leave it at that. And if you disagree, look it up, my boy. Peace.